All it takes is a moment. Is it fate that you came this far unbroken? If it's destiny, you wrote it. Focus, but you gotta be focused. Make or break, it's the last goodbye they remember you for. They're calling your name, go and take what's yours. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment. Rise up, you give it all that you got and you rise up. All the stories they tell about the champion who came from the crown. Are you ready to carry it now? Going full speed, never stop, never quit. You're the only one you got to convince that nothing's too far out of your reach. 'Cause all you are is what you believe. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment.
Welcome to Rokk Around the Clock, daily cloud gaming news live at the same time, Monday to Friday. But first, if you're new to the show, please subscribe and hit the bell. If you'd like to support the channel, why not hit the join button on the channel homepage and become a member of Team Rokk. Oh, haha! Oh, sorry, had it on mute, and now I just blow my ears out. Let me turn myself down. Hang on, it's not your fault. It's all to do with me, and there we go. That's a bit better. How are you guys? Happy Monday. Happy, this is it. This is the end of Feb. Well, tomorrow, technically. But, this week, it's the end of Feb, and then it's March. March hares, start of spring, spring forward, clocks, sunnier days, longer nights. The winter officially gone. Ha! It's coming up. It's hours away. Hours, I tell you. How are you? Hope you had a good weekend. I didn't have a bad weekend, actually. I managed to get in the old mental gaming for mental health, which was an absolute triumph, wasn't it? It was absolutely superb. 30-odd folk all streaming for a charity, managing to raise a little shy of I think it's going to end up more than $3,000 because it was only $2 below 3,000 when Bjorn announced it this morning, my time. But I'd already made an extra $5 that I hadn't told him about. So we know it's at least over that. So that's a great achievement. That's like, what's that, like $100 each on average, isn't it? Some did really, really well. Some didn't get quite so much. I would have liked to have made a little bit more on my Tiltify, but that was largely because I'd not been too well, as you guys know, and I didn't have the time to promote it that I normally do, etc., etc., etc. But it's okay. We did all right, and thank you to everybody who turned up on Saturday. It was normal time, rock around the clock time, and put some money in the pot. That was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Let's have a look and see. We don't have a massive turnout today. I hope we will get more folk join us as the hour progresses. But let's have a quick hello to those of you that have made it across so far. So, PyCon, good to see you, my friend. There's a little yo there. I got some Pokemon news, actually. I might do some Pokemon news today if you stick around. I've got some Fortnite news as well, which actually isn't as new as I thought it was. I thought it was new out today. Discovered that actually it broke on Friday, but we'll bring it today because we weren't, or I wasn't around then. Chariot, how are you, my friend? Great to see you. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you had a cracking weekend, and I hope it's not as cold in New York as it is in so many other parts of the United States. William, how are you, my friend? How's the molar now? Is it all settled down and hopefully not causing you any distress, which is good? Nothing worse. Well, there is lots that's worse, but, you know, it's one of the worst things to have toothache and have to have an operation on your mouth and stuff. Yuck. Morgen live. Guten Abend, my friend. How are you? I hope you're very, very well. Welcome to the first Rock Around the Clock of the week. It's going to be an interesting week this week because Thursday, where we have rock players and, of course, the brand new show as well. Our brand new show, which goes out not on Thursday. In fact, I've clouded my brain already. That one goes out tomorrow. So we have My Next Generation Gaming with Josiah and Hezekiah. The two Martinez, dad and son, they're doing their thing again tomorrow, later tomorrow. And Rock Players goes out on Thursday with brand new co-host Martinez. Yeah, it's part of the Rock family, you see. It's great. It's great. He's a lovely fella. And we're waiting to hear back. We're hoping to get at least one more permanent new co-host for the show. And then I'll just drop in and drop out from time to time. But I really want those guys to get their chemistry and develop a really great kind of discussion show around gaming that doesn't rely on me and my uber personality, but it's all good. It's going to be really, really good. And then what I was going to say was, with My Next Gen Gaming tomorrow, I've been given a couple of Gigantosaurus cart codes from Outright Gaming. And now, if you haven't seen it, it's their very, very latest game. And it's actually really good. It's kind of Mario Kart, but it's based around the TV show for kids called Gigantosaurus, which I believe I've never seen. I'm assuming that's what it's called. And it's full of dinosaurs and it looks great. So, and I think it's about $50. So we're going to be giving one of those away on the show tomorrow, which will be part of a in-show giveaway. So make sure you tune in for that. It's actually looks really good, irrespective of if you've got kids or not. And I'll be also doing a giveaway of another code for it via Twitter. So if you miss out tomorrow, watch out later in the week for another chance to win, which will be rather spiffing. Al is in the house. Hi, Rock and Chat. How are you, dude? It's very lock, stock and two smoking barrels, isn't it, Al's avatar there. You see him down there? You could almost imagine him, couldn't you, with the old Cockney accent. All right, up the apples and pears, you lot. Come on out of it. Go on. I'm off for a rosy. He actually is in London, but I doubt he's got that kind of... Nobody speaks like that in London anymore. Not unless you're my age or older, which is a real shame. The whole kind of original London accent that I grew up knowing is all but gone now. It's been replaced by Jafrakan or whatever they call it. But, you know, language evolves. Language evolves. Al's in with the exclamation mark win. Well done, my friend. Yeah, it is on the go. I just realised we can't hear the background music. What's going on? Where's my background music gone? Let's have a look. Oh, it's there. It's just incredibly quiet. Can you hear? Just very quiet. I just turned it right up. Let's go and have a look and see why it's very quiet. There's me. I can hear me. No idea why, guys. I wonder if I have a look at a filter. Have I got a filter on the audio? No. Only my ducking. Well, it's there now. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, Ninja Guy, how are you, bro? Hi, Rokk. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you too, my friend. I'm guessing that it is, let me think, where are you? I always get your location wrong. You're around midday, is that correct, where you are, a little bit after? Well, I hope your morning was good. It's coming up to that end of the day vibe for me. Hey, guess what? I finally finished God of War Ragnarok. Yes! I finished it this afternoon. Now, I didn't complete all the side missions. To begin with, I was just doing them all. I was doing everything. And then I thought, you know what? This game is going to take me forever because it's a renter. I was renting it, you see. And after about 6 weeks, I thought maybe I ought to just try and bang through the main campaign, which is what I did. But wow, that game. Do you remember when I first started playing it, I was like, oh, it's all right. It's a bit overhyped, though. It's just like the first one. And then you just realise the amount of effort in that game is just unbelievable. I mean, on a technical level, flawless. Story, flawless. Acting, amazing. The narrative, perfect. Even things like, if you wander off in a different direction to where your character's meant to go, you'll have one of the NPCs, whatever they're called, say to you something like, yeah, take your time going that way, but we do need to go this way. But the thing is, they never, ever say the same line. Doesn't matter where you are in the game, they've got some other comment. It's like, wow, the effort in this. The only thing I would say, and why I probably give it a 9 out of 10 for me personally, is I didn't get the emotion that I know a lot of folk did from various scenes in the game. I know a lot of folk were like, oh, it's so, it's a real kicker and that made me cry. I didn't get any of that. I mean, I was engaged and I really enjoyed it and I admired it for what it was, but it didn't push me to that point, which a lot of games do. And I'm a crier. I have no problem releasing the tears, but this didn't do it for me. So for me, it's a 9 out of 10, but still one of the best games I've played in such a while. And I tell you what, you're not going to believe this. Having already purchased 3 copies of Hogwarts Legacy, one that somebody won on the giveaway, and then one for myself on PC, and one for my youngest daughter so she could play it on Boosteroid because she couldn't play it anywhere. But I'm going to rent it because I can't play it on PC unless I'm sat at my PC. I had this chat with you guys the other day, remember? So if I stream it from here via Moonlight or Steam Link to my Shield, either the controller doesn't work properly, whatever one I choose, or the audio doesn't come through. So then I'm left having to come in here and play it, and I don't want to do that. So I've decided, all right, my eldest can have that version. I'm going to rent it on PlayStation, so I've sent back Ragnarok. I've deleted everything from my rental list except Hogwarts Legacy on PlayStation. So I thought, no, that'll be it. And then I'll just play the whole darn thing through on there. And if I find myself, because you don't forget, it costs me about £12 a month to rent games, and I can have as many as I want within that time frame, and I don't have to pay for postage or for keeping it longer than I want to. So the way I see it is, on PlayStation, it's about £70, right? It's a full price game. So even if it takes me 2 months to play it all the way through, I'm still going to be quids in. And with Ragnarok, I've got my saves up in the cloud. So in a year's time, when inevitably it comes to PlayStation Plus as a game that you can just install and play, I'll go back and mop up all of the side missions and stuff, you see. I'll do it all then, and I'll do probably the same with Hogwarts. So I'm going to bang through the main campaign, and then I'll pick it up again later. Thing is, it divorces me from the PC version because there is no cross-platform play. I can't play it, save it, and play it on PC. They haven't evolved that doesn't exist in the game, sadly. So, you know, it is what it is, but I'm going to enjoy it on PlayStation anyway. I'm no mucking about, no trying to fire up my PC and then load up Moonlight and then find the controller's not working or the audio's not, well, I can't be doing with all that. Bring back Stadia. It would have been on Stadia. It was earmarked for Stadia. Hey, hoy vey, as would have been Outright Games Gigantosaurus, of course, as well. There you go. Them's what them's is. K-Spore, how are you, bro? Evening, Rokk. GFN roadmap for March will be lit, he says. Yes, well, and I saw some news which I need to find for the news section. We'll do some news today. Let me see if I can find it. The news was... I'm not going to tell you because I'm going to get to it, but K-Spall's reminded me. Let's see if I can find that in the news. See, in Bing now, they've replaced news as a link with chat, which I like. You've got to go to more to get to news. I like the chat because it's essentially Chat GPT, but light version, but good enough for most things. Do you know what? I'm not even seeing that news anymore. I saw someone mentioning it on Twitter. To do with Ubisoft, by the way. Alrighty, well, we'll leave it for where it is. Maybe we'll come back to that. But K-Spall reminded me, because K-Spall is, of course, our man on the scene when it comes to Ubisoft, working up there. Al says, hope you feel loads better. Yeah, I am, mate. Thank you so much. God, you know what? I mean, I do go down a couple of times a year with something, but that was really odd. And it came on at the same time, pretty much, as my PSVR 2 came. And my wife is convinced that it was an overt reaction to the headset. I had like a migraine, I felt really sick. I mean, to be fair, those are excessive symptoms to VR. But I was like, but I was okay with the PSVR. And I'd kind of been with someone for a couple of hours that had a virus. So I don't know. And also, it's not like it lasted for an hour and then I sat down and it went away and I was fine. It lasted for like 3 or 4 days. Don't know. Really, really weird. Really weird. Oh, and also, there you go. Other piece of news, in case you fellas weren't aware, but I've sent it back. I've sent my PSVR 2 back. In fact, as we speak, it's probably being unboxed by Sony's logistics company. But in fairness, I put it back almost perfectly, cleaned it up, did all the little ties, put it back in with all of its packing and everything. It was, you know, I mean, they could literally just send it on to someone else. But I don't know. I have a thing. You know, I was the same with the Steam Deck. If after a couple of days I feel like I'm getting buyer's remorse and it's not something that I'm really thinking to myself, I'm so pleased I bought this. And if I'm kind of away thinking to myself, I don't know that I'm going to use it that often. With the Steam Deck it was, I just can't. It's the small screen thing. I wanted it so much. I love the idea. Steam Deck is a fantastic piece of kit, but not for me, not liking small screen. And with the PSVR 2, I just felt, you know what? It's like £150 more than the PSVR or even a PS5. And I didn't feel the quality was there, both in terms of the feel of the hardware and the quality of the games I played. And initially I thought, well, that's because I'm playing some of the indie games. So I tried out the Horizon one, and again, Call of the Wild or whatever it's called, and I just didn't. For me, flat textures, no bump mapping, the middle and distance was blurry. And I've watched a load of videos that say, oh, you know, it's because you've got to adjust it properly and make sure you clean the lenses and do this and all that. And I did all that. I promise you, I did all that before I played the Horizon one. I thought, yes, this is going to be good. Same issue. So I thought, if I'm not happy, then send it back. You've had a little play. You know, it is good. I mean, if you've never done VR and if you never owned a PSVR, the first one, then and you've got the money, and that's the key thing, then I think you'll really like it. And some people are absolutely all over PSVR or all over VR and they love it to pieces. But I'm still not sure whether physiologically it hit me. And I'm just wondering, you know, I don't want to go out there and say that's what it was, because I don't have any evidence. Just because the two coincided is no evidence. And I suspect it was more of a virus thing. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Just makes you think. William, wonderful time, beautiful smile and interesting topics. You might as well sub now to this man. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Oh, are you talking about me? Oh, thanks, mate. Oh, beautiful smile. I bet he's not. Who else did I mention earlier? Oh, thank you, dude. And look, it's young Ray. Young Ray. I jumped in and did some Wreckfest with Ray yesterday, which if you ever tune in to Ray late on a Saturday night or first thing Sunday morning, if you are in the UK or Europe, you can jump in and play Wreckfest, and they're so much fun. It's real bants. It's just a chuckle. Ray's such a lovely guy as well. So I'll be doing more of that in the future. I discovered it's on xCloud. I didn't realise it until this weekend. So that was brilliant fun. And had a rat chocolate lawnmower. So I'll be doing that again in the coming weeks. Sunday mornings from now on are going to be me on a lawnmower, running around, getting Ray up, bashing me up the rear in a nice way. Hello, chat, says Ray. PyCon's in with the exclamation mark win. Well done, my friend. Let me see. How are we doing over here? We're having a funny old day today. We've only got 6 of you watching. At least that's what it says. And that's incredibly low for the show. Maybe. Oh, 18. I needed to refresh it. That's better. And I just refreshed Streamlabs as well. Streamlabs. And that's got 10 of you, so I'm happier now. So we have PyCon. We have Al. We have Ray. We have William, Simply Pwned. We have Rooster Rouster. We have Vet. Hey, Vet. One-armed Vet. I'll come on to that in a second. Bless him. 10 of you are in there already to win a game. Don't forget, I put another copy of Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, one of my all-time favourite games for PC, back in the pot. So you do have a chance of winning that. So don't get in there with your exclamation mark. Yeah, poor Vet fell over at the weekend. Here he is, bless him. He fell over and broke his, let me see the photograph. I think it was his right arm, which, given that he's just literally started a new cooking show, it's a bit of a disaster. It's also a bit of a disaster if you're trying to play a game, isn't it? I said to him, have you got any one-armed recipes? You could maybe be the world's first, recipes for personages with one appendage. Bless you, dude. So how long? I mean, is it a hairline fracture? Is it a proper break? Slipped on some ice, by the way, because it's been quite treacherous out there in certain states of the United States, which is a horrible, horrible thing to break anything. Ain't nothing nice about that. I hope you get wet. I hope you get wetter boon. I hope you get wetter soon. Oh dear. Awful, awful. So sorry to hear that, my friend. But I am looking forward to the one-armed recipes. Good day, says Adam. How are you, my friend? Hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. What have you been up to, guys? Been playing any games? So yeah, Ragnarok's finished. This is my plan now. Tomorrow is Lightfall, Destiny Lightfall, which I bought and paid and pre-ordered the 1 year's season pass for, so I've got it for a year. Now, here's the thing. I jumped into Destiny at the weekend to finish the very, very last mission, which is the one that opens up the video at the end and stuff, which you can actually see on YouTube anyway. And I got through it okay. You're really meant to play it with 3 people. It's quite tough. They actually downgrade your character to make it harder. But I got right to the end and I was doing okay. And then I was there with the final boss. I was managing to stay alive. Almost had the boss down and I got wiped and I had to start the whole thing again. And I was like, nah. Nah, I ain't doing it. And that made me think, I really hope Destiny's not going to be a bunch of this again moving forward. I just, the great thing about playing something like Ragnarok is there's so much of it that even if you put it on the story mode, which I did, full disclosure, which is the simple, easy, the most snowflake way of playing it, you've still got so much content that it will take you weeks to play. That, for me, is the mark of a quality game. What we've seen, I think, over the last year or so, are relatively low depth games where they've just dialed it up in terms of making it harder. So roguelites and roguelikes and Elden Rings and you know, all those things. People go, oh, it's a great game. God, I've never fought so hard to get there. And I'm like, no, that's not for me. I don't care how long it takes me to beat a boss. My enjoyment is making my way through, progressing through the game, progressing my characters, exploring in the game, getting the full story and finishing it. That's what I like. I don't like the fact that I've only got 20% through and I haven't been able to get past this boss for 2 weeks and I had to get somebody in to help me because they know the game inside out. And no, that ain't for me. and if Destiny Lightfall is like that, I don't know I'm going to be playing it a huge amount. On the flip side, I've been playing Atomic Hearts, which is an amazing game. At least it is as far as I have within it so far. Just in terms of the gorgeousness of the thing, it's just the most beautiful first person. It's probably the nicest looking first person that I've played since Far Cry 6, because I think the Ubisoft first persons are a thing of beauty. And I think this is definitely, for me, on that kind of a level, if not up a gear. So I'm going to be playing some more of that. I've nearly finished Deliver Us Mars, thank God. That thing's a dirge. I bought it as well. It's nowhere near as good as Deliver Us the Moon, sadly, in my opinion, of course. Adam says, I could not imagine hurting my arm. Oh, yeah, mate. Oh, I'm just trying. The only break that I have ever had, full confession, was my nose. And it was in a fight. True. I was 14 years old. And, you know, I could hold my own at school. I wasn't someone that went looking for fights, but if they came my way, I wouldn't back down. And there was a guy there who was actually quite a quiet character. But there'd been this weird period where he'd come back from holidays and decided just to attack everybody. It's like something really weird had just flipped in his brain. And he was beating this guy up. He was much smaller than him. And I thought, no, this ain't... So I went in just to break it up. And he jumped on my back and smashed me in the face. Cheeky sod. Broke my nose, blood everywhere. And the worst of it wasn't the fact that my nose was broken. The worst of it was that I got banned. I got kicked out of school for a period of time, and because they thought he was such a quiet chap, it couldn't have been him, it must have been me. Wow, I hated school. I didn't go back in the end, and, you know, that's what it was. But yeah, that was the only break I've ever had. But I'm actually quite a pacifist guy, so don't worry. But, you know, it's there if you need it. Alan says, I sound like a watered-down Danny Dyer. I am watered-down Danny Dyer. Oh, got to get you on the show one day, mate. Brilliant. Danny freaking Dyer. I saw his house in LA once when I was on one of those. You can do those like star tours where you sit in a bus and there's some guy drives you around going, on your left-hand side, that there's Justin Timberlake's house. So Justin Timberlake, right? His house, he had like a small booth outside the front of his gate, and there was a guy, a security guy in there with looked to me like a semi-automatic. I was like, what? And he wasn't happy that Star Tours was hanging around the gate. But yeah, I saw Danny Dyer's gaff up in the hills. Must be doing okay, I thought to myself. Young Danny there. It's all that whole two-stroke engine and smoking barrel stuff, isn't it? That's what it's all about. How are we doing? Have we got 2 minutes 43 to 1 seconds, guys? If you haven't got your exclamation mark win in, we're doing okay. We've got 14 of yous, which is good. If you've never been here before, all you got to do is put exclamation point win. If you're American, or if you're English, exclamation mark win. Either of those will do. And if it happens, you will get yourselves a PC Steam code for a game, which we will draw in a couple of minutes. What else we got going on here? Let's have a quick look. Wow, Vet, hope you recover smoothly. Yeah, here he is. Probably not going to be able to stream for close to 6 to 8 weeks. Of course you can, mate. You can stream. You just can't play games. Just get on and be yourself. Yeah, do. You could even have little Vet stream like Hezekiah and Josiah. You could do some daddy and son stuff, and you could just do the chat and all that malarkey. Of course you can, Malcolm. I mean, you know, just take some painkillers. Get on there, boy. What are you talking about? 6 to 8 weeks. You just can't play games, but that's understandable. You could do Let's Dance, couldn't you? I'd love to see you do that. Yeah, there you go, Rouse. So what about a Vet Talks games? Absolutely, mate. You don't need to play them. I rarely play them, do I? It's a rare occurrence for me. Although I have been thinking, to be honest, about breaking the week up on clock with at least, with one gameplay day, which might be Wednesdays, I'm thinking. So we do newsy stuff on Mondays, then we have Rock Show, and then later that day we have the amazing Hezekiah and Josiah doing My Next Gen Gaming, which is, if you didn't see it last week, honestly, it's brilliant. Get past the first 2 minutes because it's muted, and then it's fine. And then Thursdays we have Rock Player. So I'm thinking Wednesday, maybe we do a gameplay and chat thing. You know, me sat down in the corner of the screen down here somewhere, playing a game, a cloud game of some description. What do you reckon, guys? Would you like that or not really? I could do Lightfall, for example, or Deliver Us Mars, if you want to see what that looks like, or Atomic Heart. Any of these games, we could have a little butchers, although that one's a bit sweary, actually, and a bit gory, so maybe not for first thing in the morning, lunchtime, or evening views when I think about it. Ninja vs. Vet plus... No, when Vet comes on Rock Players quite often. The problem with Rock... So with Rock Show, it's more difficult because it's the set hosts, and I've set the templates and stuff up, so it's not kind of a show that's been designed for guests, but it comes on Rock Players from time to time. I'd love to have guests on this show, actually, but it's just the format's not right. You are the guests, guys. You fellas and fellaresses, you're my guests. That's the bit I love. Chit-chatting to you, finding out how your week and your day has been. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Hell no! LOL. Bring Vet to Rock Show. Oh no, we've got a new campaign going on. He can't come to Rock Show. There ain't no room. Although, having said that, there is a possibility that he might get an opportunity, thinking about it, because at some point in the not too distant future, young William is going in for a back op. If Vet's arm has caused you palpitations, what poor old William's got to have done to his spine will spine tingle you, and necessarily he will be prostrate for a little while. So maybe Vet could stand in for William if he wants to. There you go. He may have your wish after all, because I haven't really thought about it yet, but he would be perfect Rock Show guest. I could see Ray going, oh no, Rock, no. I'm joking. He's funny. Very strange, Rock, says William. 15 minutes ago, whatever I was talking about then. Rouster has a meeting in 15 minutes. Oh, no worries, dude. Yeah, business, life, all that stuff. It's a pleasure to see you. You may already have gone, because this was about 15 minutes ago. So I hope your meeting goes well. Old age show, says Rouster. What? And here is young Ant. What's going on, Rock? Congratulations on completing God of War. Yeah, man. And do you know what? And I have to say, I have to take my hat off to you, brother, because initially I said to you, I wasn't really feeling it. And you were like, what are you doing, Rock? What are you talking about? And I was like, no, I don't know. It's going to be for me, dude. I really don't. And then, wow, I loved it in the end. I absolutely loved it. I thought the whole thing was as close to a masterpiece as you can possibly get. I was saying earlier on, the only thing is I didn't get the emotional stuff that I know you did and a few other guys did. And there were plenty of opportunities for it in the game, and they played it well. It just didn't happen for me, and I'm not too sure why. Because you know me, I'm not averse to a blub. I'm well up for it. So Ray's got a great idea. New show, Vet's broken arm and Ray's sprained knee show. Have you got a sprained knee, Ray? When did that happen, mate? What have you done, dude? You've not been out playing football again, have you? You know what, a man of your age, you shouldn't be doing it. Ray is coming up to his birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Is it this weekend, Ray? He is going to be joining the 5-0 club. He's going to be there with me and who else we got? Jeff and Rada guy, Kev. Oh yeah, Clive. There's a few of us. But I do have to admit, I'm still the oldest out of all of them. There's nobody older than me. I am literally the oldest gamer in town. But I don't mind, because I'm just forging a path forward for all the other guys. Oh, and Anthony's got his torn shoulder. Yes, he got that at the gym, didn't he? That's true. I've got a dodgy shoulder, but it's actually getting a bit better now. Do you know what? I went to a chiropractor, proper professional sort of sports physio character, and he worked on me for about 5 weeks, and it was painful. And he gave me loads of exercises to do, and in the end, I gave up on the exercises. I actually said to him, they were hurting me. He said, well, don't do them then. And actually, which I thought was great advice. I tell you what, since stopping those exercises, it's got better. So there's a lesson in there, folks. You don't always have to pay for a chiropractor. Your body will often just repair itself. Oy vey. Oy vey, I say. Now then. We have got, the time has commenced, it has ended as far as wheel is concerned. So I'm just going to pull it up and add you guys. What's this wheel here? That's a weird one. That's not the normal day-to-day wheel. What's going on? But that one's the one we want. Don't know why it flicked over, but anyway, I'm going to paste in. Who have we got here? We have got Rouster. Awesome. 2 Rousters for the price of 1. Pedder. Didn't see you, mate. You should have said hello. Good to see you, dude. 3 Rousters. How's he managed it in there 3 times? How did that work? Simply Pound is in there. Al is in there. K-Spore. Pycon. Ray. Al again. Rouster again. How's he managing to get in there 4 times? How's he doing it? I don't know. I don't know what he's up to. How's he managing it? Anyway, don't matter none. I'm going to just give it a shuffle. Shuffled up. Good. Right, okay. Now close that one down. And... oh, I see why now. Wheel members plus entrance, wheel entrance. That's weird. Well, I'll do both of them, because I'm not sure which one has... okay, this looks more like it. Right, I'm going to do it again. Do it again. Paste them in. Just being Bruce. Good to see you, my friend. Kill the ones. Anybody watched The Last of Us yet? I haven't watched the latest episode, but I'm going to watch that in a bit. Looking forward to that. That's going to be good. There's a Picard as well, a Picard coming up this week. I don't know if you guys have been watching the new season 3, which is kind of they dusted off all the next gen folk who are all older than me, except I think is it not Will Riker? Will Crusher? I've forgotten his name now. But the rest of them, and Geordie LaForge isn't in it. I don't know what happened there. They've got his daughter in it, but I don't know why the actual actor, he's still alive, isn't he? I don't want to kind of speak ill of the dead. You know what I'm saying? I need to break something, be part of the cool kids. Yeah, a nail would do, Ninja. Just break a nail, mate. Just crack it with a pair of scissors or something, you'll be all right. Old Men New Pains with Vet and Ray. Oh no, that's terrible. Ninja, very wise to not force yourself if you're not enjoying it, Rokk. Oh, what, with the PSVR? Are we talking the PSVR? Or another game? I forget now. Lots of love from my good friend Ray. Hey yo, Geek to Sneak is in the room. Good to see you, my friend. And No Time Pete as well. Afternoon, Rokk. Glad you're feeling better. Bless you, my friend. Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for always your kind words and your general. My very good friend Lee is here. Hello, hello. None of you bleeding hello, hello me, mate. When are we getting Division 2 on? Huh? It's all up to you. You got to tell me. Never you just come sneaking in here with your hello, hello. Hope you're well, brother. K-Sport has got in his exclamation mark window. I don't know. No, you did get into the wheel, didn't you? I saw you there. I spotted you, so you're all good. First episode of the cooking show. Microwave hot dogs. Love it. Yeah, but see, that's a one-arm recipe. That could work, couldn't it? It could, right, actually, Vet, you could just get Mini Vet or Mrs. Vet to help you. So you could be like a proper chef, screaming commands at the kitchen while they do the work. You see what I'm doing there? You could get that to work. Radial fracture, 6 to 8 weeks. Or at least it's not a clean break. Sometimes a fracture can be worse, though. But yeah, where is it? On your tibia? Your fibia, your libia. Don't ever want to break your libia, mate. Rouster, I was playing Biomutant Super Fuse over the weekend. How are you getting on with the new Diablo? Has that come out yet? Because I know you were super pumped for that. Biomutant's such a good game, isn't it? Super Fuse looked good, mind you, when you mentioned it before. Bonjour win, says Bruce. Bonjour. Right, let me get down. Here's Anne. I completely the whole Witch Queen story over the weekend, so I'm ready for Lightfall. I had done all that stuff. I was pretty much up to date, but I've just found, I don't know, over the last couple of months, I've struggled with it. And this is a guy who, up until 18 months, 2 years ago, I had racked up something like 4,500 hours in Destiny. And I've seen people recently go, yeah, I got 5,000 hours. And I thought, you know what, if I'd have carried on playing at the same level, I'd probably be up to about 8,000 hours now. But I don't know. I'm just wondering whether it's a thing where I just don't have the patience anymore to grind for some piece of cosmetic, or a gun that ultimately probably doesn't do more than the last gun that I grinded for. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want more out of my games now. Rouster, Atomic Heart creeped me out. It's so clever. It is so clever. I actually think it's one of the most unique looking games. They've thought through everything. Very, very well done. Very well done. And I understand it's an Eastern European studio, and I understand that it's like 14 men and 1 woman who was rather attractive, it has to be said. I get all that, and I get all the things, but ultimately, you know what? Do you enjoy the game? A or B? Yes or no? If A, yes, then play the damn thing and stop moaning. If B, no, don't play it and go and play something you like. It's simple, isn't it? And it's included in Game Pass, so you can try it. You don't have to pay more for it than you're already paying with Game Pass. So just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Bruce. Bruce. How are you, lad? But I enjoyed it. I'm totally with you, Rokk. I play games on easy. Yeah, defo, mate. I don't want the stress of having to rinse and repeat. Those days, I always remember Destiny was cracking for that. I remember 19 hours, one session in Destiny to try and finish off a boss. I ain't doing that stuff again. It's been done. Yeah, I just think I beat the whole Witch Queen story in one day, but Ragnarok took me weeks, but it was epic. I'm right there with you, Rokk Show. Now I've been playing a lot of Hi-Fi Rush. I gave it a little look. I thought it looked really, really good, but I've sort of sidelined a lot of the newer games while I'm trying to get through Ragnarok. But I'm thinking now, So I'm going to get Hogwarts on PlayStation as my next rental. Even though I've bought it 3 times and gave a copy away as a giveaway, the other 2 went to my daughters, and I've got access to one of those. I can't get it to work properly on my TV on Shield via Moonlight stuff, which I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to get it on PlayStation. Now, I think it's going to take a couple of weeks to come, because it's on a sort of, it's got a medium weight on there. So it's going to give me time to catch up with some of those games like Hi-Fi Rush and finish Deliver Us Mars and finish Callisto Protocol, which I've still not finished, and Atomic Heart and others. There's some other great ones. Redfall's coming up soon. That looks amazing. So it would give me time, plus Destiny, to get those out of the way. And then I'm going to be doing Legacy well after everybody else has finished it. I have a meeting, but I'll keep it on. Say, oh, bless you, my friend. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate that. Thank you. What we got here? Wow, Wild Rock. We've caught up with the nose beating, I think. That was very watered down, that rock. What was the school fight? You were there? Rokk Show, I injured my shoulder on December 4th and I'm going to see an orthopedic specialist on March. Yeah, mate, if you've still got the problem with your key joints, like your shoulders, your knees, even your buttocks, these are constantly moving parts of your body, aren't they? So yeah, you could put your entire arm in a sling, but actually, even if you just get a little bit stressed, and by stressed, I mean, could be watching a boxing fight or a wrestling match on TV, and you get a bit worked up, then your shoulders tension up, right? They tense up. So if you've got any kind of rip, any muscular inflammation, anything like that, it's going to aggravate it, make it worse. It gets hard. So you kind of have to try and learn to relax and try not to get sort of overly stressed and stuff. There's more to it than simply, doing exercises, if you think about it. A very merry Monday it will be for one person. Bless you, my friend. I hope you're well. It's good to see you, Petter, by the way. Always good to see you, my friend. Hope you and the family are doing well. But it's play the Wii Vet. Play the Wii Vet. Exactly. Just use the controller in one hand. You can play games badly. No change there. Levi, hope you're well, mate. Please message me when you're free and we'll catch up on Division 2. We've got to do it, dude. I'm literally at the end of that New York boss thing. It's coming to an end. They're killing the game off, aren't they? They're saying there's not going to be any more stuff. So we got to do it, dude. And anyway, long overdue. I can't wait to catch up. Rokk Show, you didn't get emotional playing God of War Ragnarok because you're dead inside. Mate, I'm not. I cry over spilling milk. It just didn't happen for me. So I'm trying to think, the last game that really moved me was fairly recently. Death Stranding definitely moved me. Everyone's gone to the rapture. Every time I play that game, just amazing game. What else have I played recently? There have been games I've definitely played and they've caught me over the last 12 months. I just can't think of them. But it was brilliant, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was fully focused and I just didn't well up. You know what I mean? I tell you what did make me well up, guys. There's a new show on Channel 4, I think it is, in the UK. And it's called The Piano. It's a fairly simple premise, to be fair. In the UK, and I'm assuming this is the case in other countries, particularly at train stations, there's been this move to put like a baby grand or, kind of a piano upright at the station. So anybody can come along, sit down and play the piano. And obviously you get some really good people, so they get a bit of a crowd going. And the premise of the show is they get people come up and play the piano in the station, but unbeknownst to them, hiding in a room just opposite, is Lang Lang, who's acclaimed as one of the greatest pianists alive today, and Mika, who he hasn't done much recently, but back in the kind of early part of the century, he was a really top-notch musician. And they are judging each of these acts who don't know they're being judged. And one of them, per episode goes forward to, or will go forward to, a live show at, not the Royal Albert Hall, I forget what it is, but a big theatre in London at some point later this year. Anyway, the winner of this week's show, and I think justifiably so, was this young girl. I sent the link to Ray, actually, and he was very moved by it, because it's on YouTube, but I'm just to tell you that you can go and look for it, but it isn't an official link, so I kind of feel a bit to cheek. This guy's copied literally this Channel 4 thing, put it up, and he's got like 140,000 views. But anyway, it's this 14-year-old girl who is completely blind. She had cancer in her eyes when she was born. She had to have her eyes, and basically completely lost her sight, so she's totally blind. On top of that, she has neurological issues. She has quite extreme autism, so she can't stand noises. She has to hold her ears. You know what I'm talking about. So they taught her to play the piano, and they had a very amazing teacher. Guy I think he's called Richard, and they showed him in the show, and he taught her by putting her hands on his hands while he plays the notes on the piano, and that's how she got the feel for it. And then, so they sit her at this piano, this young girl, and he says, right, Chopin, whatever, and she starts playing this Chopin piece, and her head's doing all this, and she's totally in another world, and the audience like, oh my God, that's unbelievable. And the two judges are like in tears. And it's just the most amazing thing to see. If you Google the piano Channel 4 Lucy, Lucy, that's all you have to Google, you'll find it there. And I challenge you not to be moved by it. Anyway, she won this show, and there's half of me that says, please don't make her a sideshow oddity. And there's another piece that says, however, it's amazing for her that she could actually end up with a career out of this that will see her okay for the rest of whatever her natural life is. So watch it and see what you think, but it's very moving. That kind of thing moves me. Absolutely moves me. Are you older than Jeff? Yeah, I am older than Jeff. And I am the oldest person. Clive is the closest to me. We were both born in the same year, but Clive's birthday is about 3 or 4 months after mine. Jeff, I think I'm about 2 years older than Jeff, I think. Genuinely, mate. And I know he looks a hell of a lot older. That's abuse. You see, I've not abused myself. Right, Rokk Show. That's why I waited so long to go to the doctors about my shoulder, because I'd rather allow my body. Yeah, and it will do, but you've got to learn how to not aggravate the injury. That's the key thing. So obviously, doing more gym work ain't going to help. Swimming's the best thing. Gentle swimming, just some gentle breaststrokes. That's all you need to do. Maybe some overarm stuff when you feel a bit more confident, but just gently. The water supports your weight. You are pushing against the water, so it's exercising all your muscles, and you're also, exercising your lungs, and you're exercising other parts of your body. That's the best thing you can possibly do. Geordie will be there, says Martinez. Geordie what? Dinosaur? Fractures just below the elbow. Oh. Okay, so that's here, yeah? This part. So that's actually okay, because that's not part... it's going to hurt a bit, but actually, apart from the sling, that's probably usable. Is that the tibia or the fibia? I forget now. Diablo 4 comes out in June. Looking forward to it. I'm in my meeting, but it's on the computer, just some HR stuff. Oh, I know the kind of thing. Yeah, a bit of Zoom going on. You've got to love a Rokk hot take. Hey, David, how are you, dude? What did I hot take? I hate the fact that I'm always 10 or 15 minutes behind. I always wish, and I don't know how you do this, but I really wish that they would develop chat so that it could kind of like, because they transcribe YouTube transcribes what you say. You can have, I've seen it recently, you can have a little transcribe button. So when you go back and watch the video, rather than have to go through the whole thing, and this is an absolute treat when they say stay tuned right to the end, because you could just whip down through the text and read it in seconds, right? But as they're transcribing it, you'd think they'd put like a sentence of transcription above each piece of chat, or allow chat to press a button so that it captures the last 10 words. So then when you're reading the chat, you can see what it was pertaining to. That would be pretty darn cool, wouldn't it? Unless, of course, you've got a mod, and the mod can say, hey, Rokk, Ninja Guy says blah, 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 at the right time, and then you can kind of jump in. I'll probably still be playing games on Nightmare mode at 50. Well, good for you, dude. I won't. There was a time when I would give it a go, but not these days. And everybody's different, aren't they? I've talked about this in the past, specific to gaming. There are those that actually just want the challenge. That's the thing that gets the adrenaline going, and you're probably into skiing and multiplayer games as well, and sports, and it's the adrenal rush that you love. And that's brilliant, because that's very much a fundamental part of many games. And then there are those that are explorers, that actually not necessarily into adrenaline and into sports, but actually love watching movies, documentary films, and enjoy playing games where you can explore and learn new things, like me. And I don't care about the challenge. In fact, there are many games like Deliver Us Mars, where you don't have to kill something. You just learn, you work your way through the game and understand the story and progress. That's what I love. And other people love sporting simulators, Formula One racing or football or whatever. And again, not my thing, but they're there if you like them. We're all different. Gaming is as varied as we are as human beings, and it doesn't make one type of game or one platform any better than another. It's what you want to play, and play it where you want to play it. Martinez, I played a little last night, forced me to play the Abhorrent Imperative mission that was difficulty locked. What are we talking? Destiny, everyone plus 15, was fun and kind of hard. I wonder if that's the one I tried playing. And is that the one where at the front, at the beginning of the mission in Destiny, you've got to jump, you're on a satellite. I think I've forgotten his name now. Rasputin, and he's kind of in this, you've got to go and turn him off. Is that the one? And you're jumping across platforms? Yeah, so I did all of that right up to the freaking end, and almost had the boss down, and I got wiped, and I'd start again, and I thought, nah, I ain't doing it. And as of tomorrow, it's probably not even there to play. Witch Queen was 40, God of War was 70. 40 hours. I don't know how long God of War took me, but I reckon it must have been around that, Plague Tale. Yeah, Plague Tale didn't make me cry, but it got freaking close, Windstar. You're right, mate. That's a good shout. That was a great little game at the end there. We won't go into the spoilers stuff, but I'm with you. Mitchell, I'm cool, my friend. How are you? Thanks for popping in. Good to see you. And hello, chat. Multi-gamer, woohoo! How are you doing, my friend? Did you get your code from the game you won the weekend? Just to remind you guys, if you won a game on Saturday in my charity stream, you need to reach out to Bjorn. Now, what I should have done is made you reach out to me, and then I would have passed on your details, but I'm not that organised, and it's so much simpler if you simply tweet Dad Plays Games, Bjorn, on Twitter. And then he will give you the code almost instantaneously. You won't have to wait. Tell him what the game was, mention that you won it on my show, and he will sort you out. Now, I have to say this, there was an issue with the wheel. So if you watched, you remember that as somebody who won a game, I removed the game. Now, they didn't find this out till much later in the weekend, but it turns out that only removed it for the one instance of the wheel per show. In other words, it didn't get removed for everybody else's wheel. So there will be some people that won the same game, and that will be down to negotiation. If you aren't that worried about the fact that you're not going to get that specific game, but there's another game that you'd prefer, then that's fine. There will be some people where the game they won's really important, and that's fine as well. And I'm sure, Bjorn's committed to making it work, so they'll find a solution, but you've got to reach out to him in the first place. So Dad Plays Games on Twitter, and he will sort you out. Pianos in public places are a great idea, says David. Musgrove Hospital in Taunton, love Taunton, has one, and it's great. The last hospital I went in and was in for an operation was in Bristol. Not too far from you, my friend. You're kind of equidistant where I am in Bristol, aren't you? And they had a piano, and it's beautiful. The hospital is just, it's quite a high rise, and then the entire centre is cored out. So it goes right up to the ceiling with plants and stuff. So when someone plays the piano, it echoes around the hospital. Absolutely amazing. I think it's a great idea. Pedder sounds like a great show. Yeah, it's just called The Piano. You can watch it on 4, what do they call it? Or More 4? Whichever is the catch-up one for 4. You can watch it on there. It has got Claudia Winkleman hosting it. She's a bit Marmite, I know. Actually, I quite like her, but the look is wrong. But yeah, it's a really good show. And but check out Lucy, just The Piano, Channel 4, Lucy. It's a 3-minute video, and if it doesn't melt your heart, you don't have one. All 4. Thank you, David. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're keeping well, brother. We're just coming up to the end, actually. I was going to do some news. I'll tell you what it was, but I couldn't. No, let's get it up. Hang on. Let me take you there quickly. Simple Larry, here we are. Fortnite appears to be coming to Amazon Luna. This is interesting. Now, this could be the saviour of Amazon Luna, if this is the case. I only found this out today, but it has been kicking around for a couple of days. A Reddit user, aren't they always, spotted Fortnite in their library this week. But the game was quickly removed on their Amazon Luna library. A screenshot, which is here, shows the game's listing in the Luna web app as not available, which it did, but shows the latest version of the game with artwork from the Chapter 4 Season 1 trailer in place. The user who briefly saw the game in their library says they were able to link their Epic Games account, functionality Amazon Luna was not known to have, and the game is listed with support for play on accounts that either subscribe to Amazon Luna Plus or have Amazon Prime. So it looks like it's fairly likely it's coming. Of course, it is on GeForce Now. It is on Xbox Game Pass. It would be stupid for Tim Sweeney, erstwhile human owner of Epic, to not have it else in other places. So who knows? You know what? I hope it does. I really do. Not that I'm a massive Fortnite fan or anything, but I think it would be a really good thing for Luna. And quite honestly, if Epic Games comes to Luna with Fortnite, it's almost saying they ain't going nowhere in the short term. And that then opens it up to the possibility of just a business model change, which is what I think they're working towards, letting the contracts lapse, not renewing them, because they're moving into a different phase of model, which has yet to be seen. That's my personal opinion. So that's going to be good, that one. Yeah. There wasn't really a great deal more than that, guys, so that's all good. We're going to go to the Wheels of Fortune instead now. Rock Show, I don't think I told you this, but I beat Forspoken. Oh, I am interested in this, actually, and I loved it. The controls really grew on me, and it makes me feel like I'm super powered. Now, that was next on my list, actually, Anne, and I kicked it off for Hogwarts. But I was in two minds to leave it and see which one came first. But definitely keen to play that on PlayStation. Geordie LaForge, says Martina. Oh, Martina's only go back now. What did you say? What did you say, my friend? Because I know I questioned what you were referring to. Geordie LaForge, I'm looking for your comment. Flip. Can't find it, brother. I don't want to hang around too long because I know William will be streaming. No, it's not game versus expansion. Love the guy, but he's ancient. What, me? Thanks. Nobody's older than Jeff. Serious to God, I am. Yeah, not by much. I'm trying to think. So I was born in 67. January 67, so yeah, virtually 66. Kevin was born in 69. That's Raider Guy. Jeff, I think Jeff was born in 69 as well, but I'm not 100% sure. Clive was born 67, but later in the year. I promise you, there's nobody older. A nice cowboy. I need to try that one out. That's, yeah, for sure. Definitely a big and colourful feather to have in your cap. Which one? Well, I can't keep up with these conversations. Star Trek, you said your daughter, but not him. His daughter, but not him. Yeah, I did. But I don't know what you were referring to. There must have been another comment earlier and I've lost it. Sorry about that, my friend. 67's the same year as my mum. Cheers, David. I'm very much aware that I'm the same age as many people's mums and dads now. But I bet they don't have a YouTube channel or play games as often as I do. I am young at heart. Right, let's get down to the Wheel of Fortune and do our thing, shall we? Biff! Oh no, look at that. Sorry, I don't feel well. Poor little Rokk. It's all right, let's get rid of that and bring me in. Bring me in. Where am I? Where am I? Pew, there I am. There I am. Spin the winner. Right, so this is everybody who has entered today. Plus, of course, Team Rokk members. So I just need to pull it up in studio mode so that I can spin the little puppy. Wheel entrance. Here we are. Okay, hopefully it's the same one. If it doesn't spin, I'll go and grab the next one. Are you ready, guys? Let's do this. Yep, there we go. Oh. Little bit of Eastern charm there. Adam is a techie cool gamer dad. I am. Wilson. Big and colour feather being it is a big, you're absolutely right, dude. Who we got coming up? Do you know what? It could be young Clive again. He has won before, as has Joe. Clive Illenden. Right. Well done, Clive. I'm going to put a little note here so I don't forget. And now, we'll go to the games. And let's come out of studio mode, go to the games. There we go. I've disappeared again, but I will come back. As if by magic, I would just appear on the screen. Look at that. Right. Yep, these look like the games, so I'm good with that. So let me get the games up in a separate window. And there we are. Games, interact. And drag it over for a spin. Right, Clive, what you gonna get? Let's have a look and see what Clive Illenden's gonna get today. Is he gonna get Horizon? Do you know what? It's getting freaking close. I think it's just gonna go past. Could get choose a game, or he could get Tiny Troopers. It's gonna go one more for Tiny Troopers, I think. I'm gonna call it. I reckon it is Tiny Troopers. There we go. No idea what that is. I can guess. Yeah. Brilliant stuff. Right, Clive, I will Twitter you on that, my friend. A little bit after the show. I turn 50 this weekend. You do indeed, mate. I was telling everybody this just earlier. This is how the whole age thing came up, Ray, because I was mentioning that it's your birthday this weekend. 73 for me. Now, it's either hours or, or he's leapt up in 23 years. David, I've got comments, but I'll keep them to myself for the betterment of our relationship. Adam is, they're being the same age as your mum? Mate. No, says Martinez. Scared me? Which what? Hey? I've completely lost the plot. Hey, Doragon, how are you, my friend? You've missed me getting lost in the whole chat thing. Not really sure what people are talking about. But it's all good. And we have, in fact, reached the end of the show. I've enjoyed being back, guys, and not feeling, it's been good. A little speck of something on my shoulder there. It's not dandruff. My hair never sheds. There it goes. Yeah, whatever it was. Just being Bruce says, congrats to Clive, of course. Thank you, my friend. As does... No, he's not getting Horizon. He's getting Tiny Troopers, dude. Yeah, he ain't getting it. 35 as of 13 days ago. 35. It's funny, you know, Doragon. I felt weirder about turning 30 than I did 40. I felt okay in my 40s. 50 I didn't have a problem with at all, but stuff started going wrong fairly quickly. Just not working and taking longer to get up and stuff, and getting off the chair going, oh, weird. You just suddenly feel old, or at least I did. But mileage will vary, of course. And I'm only pulling your leg, Rokk Show. The only comments I have are how hip and cool you are. He's my adopted son, is young David, our new Rokk Show player. Catch us all tomorrow, guys, on the Rokk Show. That's me and William and Ray. We'll have some fun and hijinks, as we always do. And I'm going to be in a good mood tomorrow. I'm feeling good today. So we're going to have a laugh, and it's going to be good. Everything broke at 25 for Doragon. No, dude. You can't wait till you're 50. They'll be carting you around in a Sainsbury's shopping cart. Oh dear, Ray's giving it the praise. We've got Ray's praise tomorrow. Wonder who it's going to be. I wonder who Ray's going to be praising tomorrow. Bruce turned 47 last month. My kids are keeping me on my heart. Bless you, dude. 47's good. No problem with being in your 40s. 40s are good. Yeah, but what 50s these days? I think 50s are the new 30s anyway. You know, we're all living more healthily. Well, not all of us, but some of us are. Exercise, the right food. Let's put it this way. We know what's not good for us, right? Whereas 20, 30 years ago, we may not have known. Don't forget, they used to give you cigarettes. The doctor used to give you cigarettes when you went to the doctor in the 1920s to pep you up. I mean, we now know what ain't good for us. So a lot of us have taken note, and therefore we're living that bit longer. We're feeling healthier. We're looking younger. So, you know what? I don't think age is as relative as it used to be anymore. You look back to the 1890s, if you go and watch some of the very, very early film that was recorded back in the late 19th century, and you've got these little old ladies coming out the factory gates. And I remember seeing one, and a commentator said that little old lady there was probably 50, because that's how much they aged back in those times. And they would, of course, mostly have died by the time they got to 70. Whereas today, it's not unheard of to live into your 90s or even beyond. So it's all relative, ain't it? You go, see, you're only as old as your socks are. Well, I do wear the same socks quite a lot, actually. I have my personal favourites. 50 sounds like a good decade. Tell you the thing about the 50s, Martinez. You're at your wisest. And you're at the age where you're still compos mentis. You're still able to do things with that wisdom. So you've kind of got a better idea of what's going on in the world around you. You're calmer as a human being because you've kind of done it. You've had most of us, not all of us, but you've had your children. You've done the things that you've been genetically put on the earth to do. So when you're in your 50s, you start to become a little bit sort of, you look at the world slightly differently. And a lot of people are taking early retirement because it's a good sweet spot. Once you get into your 60s, it gets a little bit harder. 50s into your 60s, get the big holidays out of the way. Do stuff with charities and helping other people while you're still old enough, young enough to help people out. It's that kind of a thing. Martin, how are you, my friend? I've literally now overshot poor old William, so I'm going to have to say goodbye, everybody. I will stop saying hello, gentlemen. Yeah, there are some ladies. Not today, I don't think. I've noticed just lately a lot of our ladies have been dropping out. I messaged Tracy over the weekend. She's now working. She's got a new job, so it's harder for her to come in. Other folks got kids and things and work and stuff, so it is harder. But it's a shame because I do like having a good old mix of ladies and men and children and older. It's all good, isn't it? Guys, I'm going to get out of here. I could keep going all day. You know what I'm like. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday, and I'll see you with the guys on Rokk Show tomorrow. Rokk out.